What's good, Modern Retro Show fam? It's Teacher Eddie back with another ERB reaction, and today, doing one of my favorites, Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger. So as you can see, I am nerding out over this one. Got my hat, got my glove, and I am ready to rock and roll. Let's get into it.
Wolverine. Watch it. Freddy Krueger.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock ya, lock ya, lock ya, lock ya.
Welcome to prime time, bitch. Better stay awake like a meth head. Spread red on your bedspread so you're lying there on your deathbed.
All right, so Freddy coming out hot, making references to all his movies. So he starts off, of course, with the famous rhyme, right? 1, 2, Eddie's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, never stay up. Oh, better stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again. There you go. Still remember it.
Better lock ya, lock ya, lock ya, lock ya.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Welcome to Primetime Bitch. That is from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, when the girl is in the institution and she's watching TV, trying to stay awake. I think she tries to like use cigarette burns to keep awake, but then eventually she falls asleep. Freddy comes in, and then arms come out of the TV set, and he grabs her, lifts her up, and smashes her head into the TV. Says, "Welcome to Primetime, bitch."
Better stay awake like a meth head.
Of course, you got to stay awake, right? Because the whole lore with Freddy is Freddy invades your dreams, right? And kills you in your dreams, which kills you in real life, right? And then spread red on your bedspread. So, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, a lot of people forget, Johnny Depp was in that movie. And that's the way Johnny Depp dies. He gets swallowed into his mattress. And then just blood spurts out right all the way up to the ceiling. So spread red on your bedspread.
Spread red on your bedspread so you're lying there on your deathbed. You got a healing factor? I gotta kill bitches on the ceiling factor. Under that
Yeah, that's also from Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, which is by far still the best one because it's actually the scariest one. Whereas even though I do have a soft spot for Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Nightmare on Elm Street 2, I don't know what the hell happened there. But Dream Warriors is my favorite one. But the first one is definitely the scariest one. But yeah, so he makes a reference here.
you got a healing factor? I gotta kill bitches.
Yeah, I gotta kill bitches on the ceiling factor. So in the first movie, I forget the character's name. But yeah, like she all of a sudden, like she jumps up, and then she's crawling around the ceiling. It's like really weird. And then her shirt opens up, and then, you know, slashes from the glove start appearing on it. And her boyfriend's like, "What the hell is going on here?"
On the ceiling factor. Under that mask, you're a singer slash actor. Under my skin, I'm a slasher slash slasher.
Okay. That's a good burn. I like that.
Under that mask, you're a singer slash actor.
Yeah, under that mask, you're a singer slash actor. So yeah, I was kind of surprised when I saw Hugh Jackman. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait, Hugh Jackman can sing and dance? Like, he's a song and dance man? And then he went on and he did, you know, all types of musicals and dance movies, a couple of romantic comedies as well, where he really got to show off his singing and dancing skills. So obviously Freddy's like, yeah, under that mask, you're just, you know, a singer, you know, a singer dancer, right? But under his skin, he's a slasher. So also, of course, making a reference to the slash between the two words, right? I'm a slasher slash slasher.
My skin, I'm a slasher slash slasher. Bitch, I come from Wes Craven's twisted mind. You come from comic books the kids get when they're well behaved at Christmas time.
Okay, yeah. So Wes Craven did, of course, create Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven is, again, one of the biggest names when it comes to, horror movies. And he does create Nightmare on Elm Street, the character Freddy Krueger, which, again, is, of course, iconic, right? It's Freddy, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and then, whoever you want to pick for your fourth. Maybe some people go with Pinhead or Leatherface. I would go with Leatherface, I guess. Although Chucky's a favorite as well. But of course, these are the most iconic characters, of course, in horror, lore and history, as far as especially the slasher movies go.
Bitch, I come from Wes Craven's twisted mind. You come from comic books the kids get when they're well behaved at Christmas time. Yeah,
and of course, Wolverine, he first appears actually in an Incredible Hulk comic. I actually have the comic right over there in front of me. I'm looking at it right now. So it's Hulk, I believe 181, if I'm not mistaken. And that's his first appearance. And then, of course, he goes on to become probably the most famous member of the X-Men, right? And, of course, beloved character played by Hugh Jackman for like 15 years or so in all the different X-Men movies. So Wolverine is crazy popular. I wouldn't really say, though, like, comics kids get at Christmas, but I see what Freddy's saying. Like, Freddy's basically just trying to prove like, he's the real, right? He's the real, like, intimidating, character that should be feared here. Under that mask, you're a singer-dancer. I'm, a slasher. Like, underneath everything, I'm a killer, right? Whereas you're just a character from a comic book, and, you like singing and dancing, all that stuff. So, good first bar there.
They want their hairstyle returned. And that wasn't even my main diss. It was just a sideburn. Nice club.
All right, so that last line right there from Freddy Krueger. So Flock of Seagulls. Flock of Seagulls is famous, of course, for the song "And I ran so far away." Especially if you were a fan of which I think was GTA Vice City. Like, every commercial had that song in it. Great song. Love that song. But yeah, the lead singer definitely had Wolverine-like style hair, because under that mask, Wolverine does have some crazy hair, especially in the, the comic books, more so than Hugh Jackman. But yeah, so Flock of Seagulls called. They want their hairstyle back. And then, of course, the side burn. So that's like a double entendre. So, of course, Wolverine is known for having some bitchin' sideburns, right? But also, like, when you deliver a line that stings, it's like, ooh, sick burn, right? So side burn, double meaning there. Although Freddy accusing someone, with the burn thing, you got to be careful. That's going to bounce back on you, I believe.
And that wasn't even my main diss. It was just a sideburn.
Nice glove, bub, but I'm real from bones to teeth. That claw's like a strap-on. There's a pussy underneath. Don't sleep.
Oh, damn. Okay, I got to take the glove off on that one. Wolverine just murdered it. Wow, that was better than anything Freddy had in his first.
The teeth. That claw's like a strap-on. There's a pussy underneath.
Wow, what a line, son. Wolverine. That's right, big things come in small packages. So, of course, he's alluding to the fact that Freddy has to, create, his glove, whereas Wolverine, that's his bones right there, right? It's just eventually they're covered with the metal known as adamantium, which is an indestructible metal. But if you watch, I believe, the first Wolverine movie, they show that originally his claws were just his bones, right? So he's saying, like, you want to say you're the real, you're the real slasher, you got a fake glove. These claws are just another part of my body, but the strap-on line. So you got to put that glove on like a strap-on, like a chick trying to pull off having a dick. You got to put that strap-on on, but you know what's underneath it? A pussy. Wow.
Don't sleep. That's all you got for me? Could defeat your ass with a cup of tea. I've been to hell and back and whooped Satan's ass. You got beat by a Nancy on Elm Street. You want to talk about Burns, Mac?
Wow. All right, Wolverine is killing it. Killing it.
Don't sleep. That's all you got for me. Could defeat your ass with a cup of tea.
Yeah, so I could defeat your ass with a cup of tea. So, of course, with Freddy, the big concern is, of course, he's going to invade your dreams and kill you in your dreams, right? And plus, he can control the entire dream world, right? He could be whatever he wants to be, put you anywhere he wants to. But, of course, you know, if you don't know, tea also has caffeine, right? That's why they have decaffeinated teas. Some teas actually have more caffeine than coffee does. So Wolverine is like, I could just defeat you with a cup of tea, right? That's all you got for me? Like, don't fall asleep?
I've been to hell and back and whooped Satan's ass. You got beat by a Nancy on Elm Street.
That is so good. Oh man, I didn't pick my favorite beforehand. Because currently I've done 17 ERB reactions and I am 0 for 17 when I choose which character is my favorite. So again, I was gonna go with Wolverine, but I completely blanked on saying it. So, you know, just to be fair, I'm not gonna choose a favorite in this one, so it doesn't come off like, but I was gonna choose Wolverine, I do swear. And it's looking like Wolverine's gonna win this, at least so far. So the reference to, Nancy, right? So in the first Nightmare on Elm Street, the main protagonist, the girl Nancy Thompson, and her father, of course, is played by one of my favorite actors of all time, John Saxon. John Saxon was also in Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. Absolutely amazing. Love John Saxon. And yeah, she defeats him. So, and also calling a guy a Nancy, of course, is a derogatory term. Like, take it easy there, Nancy, right? So basically you're saying, hey, take it easy there. Stop being such a girl, you know? Not that being a girl is a bad thing. And of course, Nancy on Elm Street, a play on Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's like a triple there. That's wow. He hit a triple entendre.
You wanna talk about Burns, Mac? The PTA turned your face into Deadpool's ball sack. Wrapped in a Where's Waldo sweater. Jason can't talk and he rocks the mic better. So
Damn, Wolverine is killing him. I'm sorry, Freddy, I don't know how Freddy's gonna come back for this. All these lines are just amazing. So the PTA burned your face. So of course, in the origin story of Freddy Krueger, he was of course a pedophile. Oh God, I said pedophile. YouTube is now gonna like block my video properly or age restrict it. So anyway, he liked playing with kids a little too much. And the parents found out about this. He's arrested, but then he's released on a technicality because like the search warrant wasn't signed properly, I believe. So he goes free. So of course all the parents are like, nah, we ain't having that. They all get together and they burn his house down and him in it. So that's why he's all burnt up, right? But then for whatever reason, he comes back and he can haunt the kids' dreams because he feeds off of their fears. So the more the kids fear him, that gives him more power. And of course, Deadpool's ball sack. I believe that was actually a joke also in the Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds. Like your face looks like a shriveled up ball sack. So yeah, so Deadpool's ball sack because his face is all shriveled up. And also, of course, Deadpool also suffers burns to his body.
Wrapped in a Where's Waldo sweater. Jason can't talk and he rocks the mic better.
Yeah, so, and again, the sweater. So, of course, Freddy is famous for the hat, the glove, but also the red and green sweater, right? And it does look like a Where's Waldo sweater. I never thought of that. And, of course, Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is, again, the other, Mount Rushmore slasher killer from the Friday the 13th series, which I think came out before. I know Halloween was the first like official like big slasher movie. Then it was Friday the 13th, I think came out in 1980. And I believe the first Nightmare on Elm Street was 1984, if I'm not mistaken. But Jason, and of course there was Freddy versus Jason, which I still think was a great movie. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I loved Freddy versus Jason. Such a great movie. Between the two, I would definitely choose Jason, and I believe Jason does win it. Yeah, he wins at the end of the movie because he cuts Freddy's head off in the dream. So yeah, definitely, and also the fact that Jason never speaks. We never hear Jason say a word, right?
So step into my cat now, see if you can hack that. Better hang on to your whack hat, cause your worst nightmare ain't you jack shit compared to the least of my Weapon X flashbacks.
Wow. wow. Oh my God. Wolverine is... This might be one of the most one-sided ERBs I've seen so far.
Aldo sweater. Jason can't talk and he rocks the mic better. So step into my cat now, see if you can hack that.
So, of course, a Wolverine is... I forget if it's part of, like, the beaver family or the ferret, something like that. But in either case, like, it's... Most people look at it as, like, you know, feral, like, wildcat. Like, they are ferocious Wolverines, and they're small, you know, just like Wolverine himself. I believe in the comics he's like listed as 5'2" or 5'3". So that's the cat nap part of it. See if you can hack that. Again, you know, slasher reference. Whack hat, of course, making fun of his hat. And also people like, if you get into a wild situation, like, hold on to your hat.
Your worst nightmare ain't Hugh Jack shit.
Your worst nightmare ain't Hugh Jack shit. So, of course, he's making a play on Hugh Jackman. And then, of course, he's saying, you know, your worst night is, you know, like, you ain't jack shit. Compared to the least of my Weapon X flashbacks. So that is a great, great, great line. So Wolverine, the way he becomes Wolverine as we know him is through the Weapon X program. So the Weapon X program was toying around with how to use adamantium. So Wolverine was perfect because aside from his claws, his main power is his healing power. So they actually graft adamantium throughout his entire skeletal frame. And they do that by, of course, cutting him open and, you know, piece by piece and applying the adamantium, waiting for it to heal. Then they go on to the next part of his body. It was torturous. And then they wipe his memory. So he has no memory of who he was, anything about his past, all that stuff. Like, that's his big journey, right? It's figuring out who he is, where he came from, all these different things. So he does start getting, with the help of Professor X, who has the power of course, telekinesis and all that stuff. He starts, helping him remember, and he starts having these just, PTSD-like flashbacks of what happened to him during the Weapon X program. So he's referring to that, right? My nightmares are much worse than anything you can come up with because of the Weapon X flashbacks that I have. Kind of like Scarface, right? When he's taken out of the detention center, he's like, there's nothing you could do to me that Castro hasn't done to me already.
Flashbacks on the adamantium champion X-Man. You'll only ever be half of Edward Scissorhands, so don't get me more pissed, chump. I'll take your whole franchise out with a fist bump.
Wow. Damn. Half of Edward Scissorhands, right? So number one, he's like, you want to talk, he's building on that whole strap-on pussy thing by saying, number one, at least Edward Scissorhands has two, gloves. You just got the one, so you're just half of Edward Scissorhands. And plus, he's comparing him to a very effeminate, again, another Johnny Depp, by the way, role, of course. So another Johnny Depp reference here. So you had just half of Edward Scissorhands.
So don't get me more pissed, chump. I'll take your whole franchise out with a fist.
So I'll take your whole franchise out with a fist bump. So obviously Wolverine can make a fist, but his claws are still going to come out. So if he tries to fist bump you, he can still kill you, right? Wow. Wolverine, man, that is probably one of the best intros of any ERB I've seen.
Look at the size of your body. How can I possibly think I'm in trouble? I can't tell the difference between your action figure and your stunt double.
Yeah, so again, you could easily, so again, Freddy can, again, in the dreams, he can morph himself, he can make himself giant and all these different things. So of course he's making a reference here to Wolverine's size. So again, Wolverine's like 5'2" or 5'3" in the comics. So he's very small, but of course he's built like a brick house. And he's ferocious, of course. Making fun of his height. Again, he made his first appearance in the Incredible Hulk comic. He took on the Hulk. He didn't win in that original fight, but still, he went toe-to-toe with the Hulk, right?
I think I'm in trouble. I can't tell the difference between your action figure and your stunt double.
Yeah, so again, he's saying because an action figure is so small, so I don't know if it's your... And plus saying that you need a stunt double, right? In your movies.
What's the matter? You look tired, eh? I'll be in your bed tonight. I'm like Jean Grey. As for me...
Ooh. that's okay. That's Freddy's best line so far. That is Freddy's best line so far.
What's the matter? You look tired, eh?
So, of course, he's making fun with the "you look tired, eh?" So he's making fun of Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman is Canadian. So the old trope that Canadians, eh? Although I met a bunch of Canadians and I never heard any of them say eh. But of course, showing him the true power that he does have. Look, if you're in his world, he can manipulate and control everything. So if he wanted to, he could change his claws to little Freddy fingers. Maybe he could even change them to strap-ons, dildos, whatever. I'll be in your bed tonight.
Be in your bed tonight,
Unlike Jean Grey. Wow. What? Yeah. That's Freddy's best line. It still doesn't make up for all the sick burns that Wolverine had. That's a great line, though. So, of course, Jean Grey is in the X-Men comics. She is an X-Man or X-Woman. And Wolverine has a major crush on her. He loves her. But their romance is kind of never meant to be. Because, number one, Jean Grey is in love with Cyclops. They have a relationship together. And also, Jean Grey eventually becomes the Dark Phoenix, which Fox ruined 2 times. They tried it in X-Men 3, The Last Stand, and then the very last movie that came out from Fox before their property was sold off to Disney. So now Disney, thank God, owns the X-Men franchise. They did the Dark Phoenix movie, both times terrible. How do you mess up one of the greatest storylines of all time? So a lot of people think of, of course, Magneto, Charles Xavier, Professor X as, the most powerful mutants. But in actuality, Jean Grey is the most powerful mutant in all of mutant history. And then she's hit with the Phoenix Force, which just amplifies her power. We're talking Dark Phoenix can literally destroy a planet with a single thought. That's how powerful she becomes. But they totally ruined that both times. So Jean Grey, that romance just never works out. So he's just like, yeah, I'll be in your bed tonight. Unlike Jean Grey, though.
As for me, I'm a chick magnet, so heavy metal bitches are real attracted. What the fuck's a Wolverine?
All right, that's not good. As for me, I'm a chick magnet. So also making a play here. So Wolverine always has trouble, of course, with Magneto, because Magneto can manipulate and control metals. And of course, what is Wolverine's entire body made of? Metal, right? So he's obviously making a play here on Chick Magnet, but also with the magnet reference, like he's saying, I could defeat you with a magnet, by the way, right? Because your whole body's made of metal.
Hey, I'm a chick magnet, so heavy metal bitches are real attracted.
So heavy metal bitches. So again, he's calling Wolverine a heavy metal bitch, right? So he's calling him a bitch and saying that your whole body's made of metal, of course. Real attracted, right? So again, the metal and magnet attraction, but also making, probably because Freddy does think of himself in the movies as like a chick magnet. He's always licking girls, popping up in their bathtubs. A lot of sexual innuendo there.
What the fuck's a Wolverine? Some kind of an angry beaver? I was more intimidated by a tiny Canadian the first time I saw Justin Bieber.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, so he's questioning, like, what the hell is a Wolverine, right? Again, I don't remember what part of... maybe it's the Beaver family. I don't remember. I just remember Wolverines are really violent, vicious, ferocious, and apparently they really smell. Like skunk smell. But yeah, that's a good question. So I'm sure I'm going to get like 75 comments on what a Wolverine is.
Angry beaver? I was more intimidated by a tiny Canadian the first time I saw Justin Bieber.
Yeah, so again, Bieber, Canadian again, making fun of Hugh Jackman for being Canadian. Of course, Justin Bieber is Canadian, and Justin Bieber is a giant pussy. Ugh, Justin Bieber.
That verse stung, bub.
All right, so Wolverine, I guess he woke up. That verse stung, bub. I love that. That's like Wolverine's catchphrase. He loves saying, hey, bub, bub, bub.
But I've already recovered. I'll call you tomorrow morning if I need my toast butter. I ain't got...
Oh my God. Wow. So number one, again, he's saying, you know, that verse was okay, but I already recovered from it. Like that was nothing.
Recover. I'll call you tomorrow morning if I...
Wow. So this is, of course, a very famous meme from the X-Men cartoon series where, you know, Wolverine is, you know, there's one panel, Wolverine's looking at the picture, then the next panel, they show you what's in the picture, and they always replace the picture with something, you know, Wolverine's lamenting over something with a tear in his eye. My toast buttered, right? So basically, making a burn reference, making a, yeah, that's all your knives are good for reference is for toast and butter. But the picture, I mean, Wolverine is murdering this.
Need my toast butter. I ain't got time for this. Saving the world, what qualities do you bring? You're a pedophile from the... Got time for this. Saving the world, what qualities do you...
Okay, I thought, yeah, I can see Freddy there in the left corner there. Well, yeah, so Wolverine is saying, yeah, you know, I'm out here saving the world. I ain't got time for this ish. What are you doing? What qualities do you bring? You just visit kids in their dreams and kill them. I'm surprised Wolverine hasn't made like a kid touching reference or something like, you know, obviously, you know, something like, you know, you can't play with adults. You're used to playing with kids, you know, something like that.
Bring. You're a pedophile from the Midwest. At least R. Kelly could sing. See, I got the wrong...
That was close enough, I guess. Yeah, so you're a kid lover from the Midwest. At least R. Kelly could sing. So, of course, R. Kelly is infamous for just being an absolute monster, especially after that Surviving R. Kelly series. So he apparently just sleeps with underage girls left and right, videotapes it. But Wolverine is saying, you know, at least he had some quality. He could sing. Oh, damn. I think Wolverine should have ended with the strap-on line, though. That was just so hard.
If you're looking for fear, only thing scares me is a fridge with no beer.
Yeah, so Wolverine does love his beer, so that's the only thing that scares him.
That face tells me you've met your match. So come back if you've got another itch to scratch.
And that, of course, is a famous image from the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie, where Freddy does start, you know, just popping through the wall above Nancy Thompson's bed in the first movie. But Wolverine is saying, like, hey, you got another itch to scratch? Come back here, I'll scratch it with my claws. This one is just no doubt. No doubt. I mean, it's Wolverine with just a first-round knockout. Freddy just never recovered. I mean, Freddy had a good line here or there, but this is definitely just all Wolverine, man. I mean, it was not even close. The strap-on line alone, right? You know, just no strap-on, just a pussy underneath. I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely loved it. I love doing these ERBs so much. Another thing I'd love is if you'd support my new channel. So I did a reaction to Don't Stay in School by Boy in a Band, and I was so inspired by it, and by your request, I started a new education channel, basically being the change that I want to be, by providing, you know, lessons and things that, you know, we didn't learn in school and they're not teaching in school. So all the life skills that people are interested in that school didn't teach you, that's what I'm going to be doing on my new channel. So check it out, Dad Vice. As always, going to shout out the Hall of Fame Patreons: James R., Spacey Doodle, Elena J., Ulrike, Clement, Vajandra, Muri Kakari, Alan, Alex, Baba Mama, Aaron Shepard, Big J. Jobina, Dallas Seeger, Freeman Stephenson, and of course our newest Patreon elite, Utna. Thank you, I've been Eddie, and I'll see you next time.